used to go in for tattoos. A lot of my friends did when we were younger. They'd get big flowers up and down their arms, or animals, song lyrics all across their chests. I didn't go for anything loud like that. I'd always have my mom's voice in my head saying, "Imagine, Joe, what it'll look like in 30 years' time when you're old and your skin starts sagging." So I just got little ones most of the time. The elephant is different. Obviously, I needed something bigger to cover Mel's name. The man who did it for me found it funny. I could see him having a little giggle to himself about that. "We do a lot of cover-ups," he says. "This Mel person and ex of yours." And I thought it was because it was a woman's name. This big, beefy man with an orange beard and a slit in his eyebrow. I thought, yeah, I've seen this type of trouble before from people like you. Lots of it. I'd already paid for the thing. I was already sitting in the chair with a man with the massive needles standing over me, but I thought, if he starts, I'm not having any of it. So I said, "Yeah, Mel's an ex." Looked him right in the eye and didn't blink. I broke up with her 5 years ago. He raised his eyebrow, the one with the slit in it. He said, 5 years. It's a long time to be going around with someone's name on your arm. Most people want to get that done ASAP. And then he says, breakups are hard, aren't they? Moving on, like he's the first person to figure that out. Tells me he spends half his time with clients like it's a therapy session. And then he seems quite eager to be getting on with mine because he asks me if I still think about Mel, which is kind of a personal question. But I think, so what? At least he's not a homophobe. So I tell him, not really. It's all in the past now. Which it is. At the time it feels like you're falling apart, but give it long enough and her name on your forearm just becomes a word. Then he pauses and says, all serious, "You know I can't get rid of Mel, don't you?" I thought he was having a joke, but no, he's dead serious. He says, "I'm doing this elephant now on top, but you have to accept that she'll always leave her mark on you." He says, "I tell all my clients this. Tattoos are beautiful and whatever, but they're also scars. They're all about pain. It's kind of like love. It doesn't matter how long ago it was that you loved someone. They'll always leave their mark on you, that scar. And it might be a beautiful one, but it still hurts like hell. We're all walking around on this earth covered in scars." I couldn't believe it. This beefy man talking all lyrical about love and pain and stuff. I wanted to laugh, but I thought he might get offended, so I just sat there in the chair and nodded. And when he was finishing up, he asked me why I'd chosen an elephant. I said there wasn't really much to it. I just liked them and they're caring animals. And he looked at me real hard and said, all solemn like, "Yeah, and elephants don't forget neither."
Thanks for watching. You know what to do next. If you don't know what to do, where have you been? Click subscribe. You'll get notifications for all of our new Slackline Cyberstories, as well as some other great content from Slackline Productions. See you soon.